So earlier this year, rumors started to fly all around that Sony was gonna beef up their PS4 in form of the PS4k or the PS4.5, whatever you want to call it, which isn't a new add-on or anything, but essentially a whole new console. And that got a few people a little bit upset. But is a new, better PS4 really a bad thing? For those of you not up to date with the news, the PS4k was only a rumor, but as of a few days ago, news outlets one by one have been saying that their sources have confirmed the PS4k as a real thing. Some have even confirmed that its codename is Neo and have outed some specs that shows that it's going to be running on current and more up-to-date hardware, which is cool. But wait a second, wasn't the PlayStation VR called codename Morpheus? Either someone at Sony fucks with the Matrix movies heavy, or the clever codenaming could be a nod to how the PlayStation VR and the PlayStation 4K could be compatible in some kind of way. Some kind of way that maybe even the PlayStation Standard or the vanilla PlayStation 4 isn't capable of doing. This could be a possibility because the beefed up hardware of the PlayStation 4K could possibly enhance the experience of the PlayStation VR immensely. Heck, you know what? We could probably even see a bundle of these two products in the future. You see, now I wonder if compatibility between the PlayStation VR and the PlayStation 4K, if they really have one to begin with, is enough to set it apart from the vanilla PS4. I say that because if anybody remember, Nintendo faced the problem of a lot of people not knowing what the difference between the Wii and the Wii U were, and the same thing happened to the jumps between the DS and the 3DS. With the PlayStation 4K still being a PlayStation 4 and running PlayStation 4 games, I hope, Sony could very well be facing the same identity crisis Nintendo did in the future with the PS4K. Unlike us who are up to date with the constant gaming news that's being fed to us, consumers like Lil Jimmy's soccer mom aren't gonna know the difference between a PS4K and a vanilla PS4, especially if they do almost the same things. Now, let's talk about something I've had on my mind ever since this whole PS4K thing caught my attention. The last console generation was 7, 8, 9 years or so long? Almost 10 years. Just think about all the hardware that came out and then later became obsolete within that same time frame. It's a little bit jarring to think about. And our current gen consoles could be here just as long. What the PS4K could be is something that bridges over current gen onto newer hardware. To be honest, I really don't care about 4K gaming. Like, who really has a 4K TV or 4K monitor to actually play 4K games? Not a lot of us. Some of us, but not a lot of us. But what I do care for are my games running at, say, 60 FPS. It kills me to see games in this generation run barely 30 FPS. Dark Souls 3. Damn, I need some water. But in all seriousness, the idea of having upgraded consoles doesn't sound all too bad. But it did beckon another question to me that, what if the PS4K sold well and it did well overall? Would upgraded consoles become the new norm? Would we see one every few years within a console generation just to make sure that consoles don't get left behind by the ever-changing hardware scene? I don't know. It's even been reported a couple of times that Microsoft is even thinking about beefing up the Xbox One with different hardware. I'm not sure if it's a new console, but hey, optional upgrades might just be something we see in the future. And the PS4K might just be the first step in that direction. Yet I can't help but feel that constantly having a better and upgraded version of a console coming out kind of defeats the whole mass appeal of a console in the first place. Besides no hassle plug and play gaming, another aspect of console gaming that I think people really draw to is that you didn't have to worry about what you're really getting. For the most part, consoles were around the same spec range. You get one, you get to play your game, that was about it. But the thing with upgraded parts and upgraded consoles, you're gonna have to know what runs the best, and then you can be like, maybe I should just wait for the upgraded version. That brings a whole hassle that standard non-tech savvy consumers don't want to deal with, and that's why they go for consoles in the first place. And by that logic, that's why I kind of think that maybe an add-on for vanilla PS4 owners, like an add-on that would boost up the GPU or something for the PS4, the vanilla PS4, to be on par with the PS4K is kind of like a double-edged blade, because on one hand, of course you save money and you have your add-on that makes your current build or whatever console you have at the time as strong as whatever's like the newest thing on the market. But on the other side of the spectrum, constantly buying upgrades and add-ons could become the norm, like I said earlier. And what really makes that different than buying and maintaining a gaming PC. Granted, for the record, add-ons never really do so well on consoles. I'm looking at you, Nintendo 64 DD. But I'm gonna end it here. I'll leave you guys with a question. Do you think the PS4k will be a bad thing? Do you think it will be good? Or do you maybe think that this is just the start of like consoles getting an update every so often in a generation? Who knows? But it's been real, it's your boy AG95. If you enjoyed the video, please drop that like, help your boy out. It helps, every single bit helps. If you didn't like it though, please tell me why. Like, yeah, you could just dislike and I guess I could gauge off of that. But if you guys actually tell me what you didn't like and how I could improve, that would be greatly appreciated. So like, dislike, and give me some feedback. Also, if you feel nice and generous, hit that sub button. But it's been your boy. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay golden. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you look right above me, you can see 2 of my previous videos. So, if you feel like supporting your boy, feel free to check them out. It's okay, take your time. I'll just be right here when you're ready to watch them.